The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
And welcome inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside my partner Pat Garianis. Nick Halliday is with us here. We are in Newcastle, the home of the William Penn Colonials, the 5th-ranked team here in the state of Delaware, as they welcome in the visiting Caravel Buccaneers, teams that have gone at it here the past few years at different locations. They met at the SL24 last year, and now here we are, Pat. Some evening action, a 5:15 tip here between William Penn and Caravel. It's going to be a good one for us here today.
Yeah, it should be a good one. You know, both teams coming in with winning records. Colonials at 5-3 against a tough schedule, while the Buccaneers come in at 6-4 overall. Mark Tobin leading the Bucks. Gary Lumpkin, the Hall of Famer here.
That's right.
Leading the William Penn Colonials. We'll get into some statistics and stuff as we go here. We're running tonight.
We are.
Gotta say it. Gotta say it.
Let's go. We are excited for this one. William Penn and Caravel, a doubleheader coming at you here from 2 different locations this evening on Delaware Live Sports. It's Jalen Horsey here. Going to feed it down into the post. That one almost stolen and kicked back out. We'll get you starters here in a second. Battling underneath, drawing contact, and a foul for Jari Coles. So he's going to earn himself, I believe, 2 free throws coming up to get this thing started. Let's go over now some of your starting lineups, and we'll start with the home team, the William Penn Colonials. Getting us started, it's going to be Jesus Gerardo Solano, Jalen Horsey, Mahari Campbell, Emmanuel Vom, and Jari Coles. So you see at the free throw line, he's earned himself a pair. And the first one for him is up and through. So William Penn starts the scoring for the Caravel Buccaneers. It'll be the sophomore, Michael Sheehan, number 1, and then another sophomore, Trevor Webster, Braden Thompson, the junior, Ryan Black, the senior, and Zane Bond, the senior, as well. 2 for 2 from the line for Jari Coles. Pat, and we have got the scoring started. Now some pressure here from William Penn.
Yeah, we do, and Coles kind of a guy that fills in. I mean, this William Penn team is really led by Vaughn and Horsey. Horsey averaging 18.5, Vaughn averaging just under 18 points per game. So expect those two to fill up the stat sheet. This young man right here for Caravel is leading the way, averaging 13.7 per game. That's Ryan Black.
You heard Pat Black missed that 3 ball. Black came off the bench last year as a role player, more of a spot-up shooter, and stepped into that leading scorer role this year for the Caravel Bucks. As Pat alluded to, William Penn on defense down this side of the floor, looking to recover from a few big losses in Gabe Bauman and Jalen Sample, who stayed in the state at Wilmington University. This team coming off, of course, a trip to the championship game. Fancy handles here from Webster, and he'll create a reach-in foul. Here, most likely going to go against Gerardo Solano. That'll be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, well, Webster was a guy that really impressed last year as a freshman, playing key minutes for Coach Tobin. This season, stepping in as a sophomore, different role. It's been an adjustment period for him, but the talent is there. And you don't make varsity as a freshman without having some skills. So we'll see if he can get that unlocked at some point here throughout the year.
And Caravel also missing a few guys that we used to see a lot of last year, and one of those guys is the point guard, Dom Wyatt, no longer a member of the Caravel Buccaneers. He was a lot of fun to watch last year alongside Clemens and Miles White. Zane Bond from the corner. His 3 is off the mark.
There's Horsey.
This guy can let it fly and really score the basketball. That 3, though, off the front end of the rim, up into the hands of Black now.
Yeah, he's been averaging over 25 the last 2 years when he was at Conrad. Now, obviously, he's got a running mate in Vaughn, and just an all-around great program here at William Penn. So you see the score numbers drop, but he is still a prime-time guy that can go off for 30 at any given time.
Here's Webster. Webster going to pull up. The lefty launches it from 3. It's off the mark into the hands of Horsey, and now 2-on-2 for William Penn. A little stuttering go for Lockhart. And there'll be a whistle and a foul on his way up. 2 free throws, Amari Campbell got the rosters mixed up, but 2 free throws coming from William Penn.
Yeah, Campbell's good. He's a nice game setter. And you got 2 good point guards here at Penn with not only Campbell, but Elon McCoy, who will come off the bench. He's averaging 4.5 assists a game off the bench. So, you got two really good point guards here for Coach Lumpkin. And, Colonials have been good, 5-3 on the season. Some tough games, losses to St. Elizabeth, Riverdale Baptist at the Governor's Challenge, and then Salesianum. So they're playing the top teams in the state, and they've kind of fared well. I mean, they got wins over St. Andrews, Potomac. They got a win over Appo that we did, which was impressive. 5-point victory over Tower Hill, who's a scrappy team. So they've been here and there this season, but they'll be right there at the end. They typically do, and they'll improve as this season goes on.
Great passing. That possession from the Caravel Bucks as they leave it for Braden Thompson, who's up and through. So 3-2 the first field goal for Caravel. Now a nice backdoor cut to Jalen Horsey, who's fouled on his way up. So Caravel going to pick up their third team foul here with 5:39 to go in the opening quarter. Now more free throws coming for the Colonials. This time it'll be Jalen Horsey.
A great backdoor cut. What a pass from Coles. Bucks kind of got lost defensively there. No help defense led to the foul. The Buccaneers, they come in at 6-4, as you said, as we talked about. Wins over Polytech, and a couple out-of-state schools with Frankfurt La Academia Charter from Pennsylvania, as well as Tri-State Christian in Maryland. In state, they got a victory over Cape Henlopen. That was down at the slam dunk to the beach. Cape young team, that was a 57-46 win there. And then you got some losses: Elkton, Laurel, Mount Pleasant, and Appoquinimink kind of got them pretty good last time out.
0 for 2 from the line for Jalen Horsey. Again, as Pat mentioned, Horsey coming in averaging just over 18 points per game. Can't, though, score from the free throw line. Thompson hanging, can't scoop and score that time. And now here comes the break. Gerardo Solano driving baseline, tried to get it inside, picked in, stolen. Caravel quickly the other way. Thompson inside, couldn't get it to go, contested underneath. Dribbling around is Vom, going right to the basket, but it's going to be waved off and got an extra step in there. A travel for Emmanuel Vom, the leading scorer here on the season for William Penn, and a member of that team that made a run to that state title game last year in a tough loss to Salesianum.
Yeah, Vom last year was an energy guy, really kind of fed on the offensive glass. This season, he's kind of expanded his game. He can shoot the ball from the three a little bit now. He can step out. You saw him try to get out there in transition. So he's kind of expanded his game, but he is definitely the real deal.
Open three is no good for Bond. Second chance here for Caravel. Leads to a black mid-range jumper. That's no good. Almost tipped in from Thompson. Now Vom, an outlet the other way, and he's got it and lays it in.
He is running the floor. He can finish very, very well with both hands, which kind of separates him from most. Not the tallest guy in the world, but he makes up for it with energy.
And Pat, we sat here, it was 2 years ago, not last year when they went on their run, but 2 years ago as Black drives and kicks to Webster. Webster splits the defense. Nice lead for Bond, who finishes it off, and a beautiful pass by Webster.
They gotta get back on defense, though.
And then driving, almost able to put it in, plus the foul. But 2 free throws coming for Horsey, who missed both on his last trip. Have a feeling that might not happen this time around, but he will head, I believe, to the line.
Yeah, rare to see him.
And we talked about it, Pat, just to pick up where we left off. We sat here 2 years ago. It was the sophomore year for Emmanuel Vom, and you pointed him out right away as one of your guys to watch in the state. You saw the energy, maybe haven't developed that skill set then, but boy, he's come around exactly as you maybe might have anticipated. A huge part of that championship run team that lost to Sally's last year, and now the leading scorer. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of waited his turn, kind of had, the guys ahead of him, like you said, Valmont. That team, they got, Sample as well. Those guys could score the basketball, so he wasn't relied upon to score. This year, it's him and Horsey. I mean, those are the two guys that they're by far, they've got 140-plus points on the season. No one else has 100 yet for the team. So, they're definitely carrying the load offensively.
Halfway through the opening quarter, 7-4, William Penn out in front of the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. As Bond will hand off now to the checked-in sophomore Larry Duncan. Now back to the corner. Here's Black, the leading scorer for the Bucks. Going to drive, use some English, but shorted it. And now the rebound to Emmanuel Vom. He can run the floor, kicks it, and makes the extra pass.
Great ball movement.
Going to lead to an open three for McCoy. He can hit that, no good. Solano battling underneath, and the guard has a second chance here for William Penn.
Yeah, the Bucks right now just a step slower than the Colonials right now. I mean, William Penn is just outworking Caravel.
Another travel here against William Penn. Third turnover of the first quarter for the Colonials, who still had that 7-4 lead, 3:27 and ticking here in the opening quarter. On some Thursday evening hoops here on DLS. And we have seen William Penn. You've seen him twice this year, Pat. I've seen him once, and that was that first game in the big 1-versus-3 matchup it was long ago against St. Elizabeth's. And St. E's has really been the best team in the state so far here. But that game was competitive for a while. St. E's pulling away late as this one's picked in, stolen. And he's going to take it himself is Horsey.
Nice patience there in transition. Let the defenders fly by with the Euro step layup.
Approaching the 3-minute mark. That one intercepted from the full court pressure. 3-on-2 numbers for the Colonials. Vom going to go straight up himself, and we'll have a foul on the floor.
Caravel, again, just a step slow. They're not really seeing the floor, anticipating things very well. This is energy. This is all energy because Penn has kind of been sloppy here to start this one off. Haven't been as sharp as we've seen them in recent games.
We'll have, I believe, a sub
Timeout.
here, or a timeout for Coach Tobin and Caravel. First timeout we have here on the ball game. 3:01 remaining in the opening quarter. 9-4, William Penn out in front in this one. Our referees today, Mark Podolak, Adam Gines, and Hiram Watley. Going to be in control of things out on the floor here in Newcastle. Pat, we're about 5 minutes into the opening quarter. A 9-4 lead for William Penn. Both teams starting to settle down a little bit here as we progress into this ball game. What have you noticed, at least so far, from these two teams?
Yeah, right now the difference in the game has been energy. I think the Colonials are winning the 50-50 balls. They've affected a lot of Buccaneer shots on the defensive end, and on the flip side, I think they're a step faster right now than the Bucks offensively. Otherwise, I mean, it's been both teams have kind of had a sloppy start, but they're feeling each other out. It's a 5:15 start. A lot of times you get used to the 7 o'clock tip-offs, although, in the Blue Hen Conference, Penn, these guys are used to these early tip-offs. But I like what I'm seeing, energy-wise from the Colonials, and that's the way they got to win. They've got to out-hustle teams, and it's kind of the backbone they've built under Coach Gary Lumpkin.
That free throw, first one off the mark for Vom. Able to rattle home 1 of 2 is Emmanuel Vom.
Yeah, abnormally poor free throw shooting from William Penn so far in his first quarter.
And now another turnover here for Caravel. 4th of the first quarter. That one was blocked by Webster, but not before it hit the glass. So that's going to be 2 points. I believe it was McCoy. So he's got 2. He's on the score sheet.
Heck of a sixth man, McCoy is. Leading the team in assists at 4.5 per game. And continues that calm point guard presence that Mahari Campbell has to open the game off.
Bond's got room, missed the first one. He'll try it again. This one no good. Thompson reaching over and pulling in the offensive rebound. Thompson hovering on that pivot foot, and he's fouled on the way up. So a free throw's coming. It'll be Caravel's first trip to the free throw line, and it'll be Larry Duncan.
Yeah, nice work from the sophomore. He's got great size, and it'll be interesting to see him develop as well as his career goes.
Caravel got a young roster here.
Yes.
Looking down at it in front of us. A team that's annually in the running, in that state championship running, as the free throw is good for Duncan. And this year, just the first year where they don't have a lot of those senior upperclassmen leaders that they've had in the past. And we'll see again, Coach Tobin has this group playing well, 6-4 on the year. And 1 of 2 from the line this time for Duncan, but a chance here to make it a 3-point possession. Duncan, deep 2, pulls up right into the hands of Bond, who puts it in. How about that fancy pass?
Yeah, fancy, yeah, exactly. And you see, Coach Tobin didn't love the shot selection, but great work from the senior Bond, who's been a part of some great teams during his tenure, and now he gets his opportunity to be a key contributor. Steps right in, and he's at the right place at the right time. Reads that shot well, and good put back.
William Penn has been to the free throw line for 10 shots here in the opening quarter. 2 minutes and 25 still remaining. They're just 6 of 10 from the free throw line.
And that's rare. They've been good free throw shooters as well, going to the line for them. But yeah, and they'll be shooting the rest of the way, Nick, with this new 5 foul per quarter rule.
2:21 and ticking as William Penn brings it across half court. Here's McCoy out Tried to get it to Horsey. Good defense from the recently checked in Sean Lockhart, who puts it out of bounds.
And that's a spacing thing. That's one of those where he probably has to take a little dribble into that pass. Good hands, though, coming up and knocking it away.
So Horsey inbound, able to get it in to McCoy. 2:13 to go in the first, 12-7.
Nice.
Horsey, nice feed to Coles. That shot's blocked from behind. Caravel trying to get it and go. Here's Lockhart. And he'll reset the offense.
Great work by Lockhart to get a piece of that one. Two great defensive plays on that possession from number 11 of Caravel.
Here's Black. We'll hand it off now to Webster. Webster splitting defenders. Floater with the left hand is up and right through.
He's got the ability, right? That's what we talked about, and it's just a matter of him recognizing that he has it and kind of taking over.
How about Emmanuel Vom going to stretch out the range, unable to long on that three ball, and right into the hands of Caravel's Larry Duncan. Nice crossover. Duncan taking Coles, trying to float it high off the glass. Can't do it. Tipped around, though, and then hauls in the rebound.
I'll tell you what, good strong take. Just got to work on your finishing at the rim. And Vaughn, he stepped out. He had 3 threes against Apo in that win. And Coach Lumpkin told Glenn after the game, he goes, you know what? He's practiced them, so I've allowed him. Look at that. Unreal.
Covering some ground. Emmanuel Vom comes over with the help to send that one back. McCoy, hop step with the left hand, too strong. Rebound batted around, back to Vom. Vom just going to let it fly from the free throw line and got a tip on it, did Webster.
But he's stepped out and he's trusted him. That one didn't work out. That's a charge. Yes, sir. Great work. How about that? Your leading scorer stepping in and taking a charge. Horsey, just tremendous job right there, sacrificing the body. Great defense.
Turnover number 5 for Caravel here in the first quarter. Still 12-9, 44.7 remaining. So William Penn up by 3. 6 of their 12 points have come from the line. But Caravel making a little run here in the last minute or so. Here's Horsey trying to bring that run to a halt. We'll hand it off to McCoy.
Oh, lucky.
McCoy goes and gets it back, driving. Took some contact as he hits the deck under the basket. Will be a whistle and should be free throws coming.
McCoy's so good, and his ability to break defenses down, get to the paint. He's very quick with the basketball. Is he down? It looks like he's...
Oh, just a little slow. Yeah, hard vantage point from where we're sitting. We didn't even see him there.
With the ankle.
As you might have seen on the camera, but unfamiliar to us.
He's standing, but he's got a pretty significant limp. I don't know if that's a foot or an ankle. It's a...
And now what you want to see.
And it's 2 shots. So, this is where he's grabbing the back of his leg. His hamstring.
Yeah, maybe he'll try to make his way back on.
Well, the worry here is because he's got to exit the game. My understanding was always he has to shoot the free throws if he wants to come back into it. I always thought that was the rule. Like, once you shoot, you can't. But maybe that's not the case. I take that back. I actually had to do one time when I was in high school what Exum is doing right now.
Did you knock him down?
I did. Both against St.
I could have told you that.
Yep,
I could have told you that.
I did it against your Spartans, believe it or not.
Oh, man.
Philip Exum.
First free throw is good for Exum.
I tell you, he was also a key player in that victory over Appoquinimink. Didn't play a minute the first 3 quarters. Came in the fourth quarter, had 5 points. Had 5 points. Had some steals. He was great.
Yeah, and he's in now. Already has 2 points at the free throw line. 14-9, 15 seconds. Final shot potentially coming here for the Caravel Bucks as we close the first. Nice look underneath from Larry Duncan. Finished off by Michael Sheehan.
Great work. Good pump fake by Sheehan as well.
3 seconds for Horsey from the line. Just shorted it out of bounds. And that'll do it for an eventful first quarter here in Newcastle. 14-11. William Penn out in front of the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. We've got a 1-possession ball game. We'll be right back here on Delaware Live Sports. William Penn and Caravel, some Thursday evening hoops.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. we just clicked like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, you know, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris. I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway.
And welcome back to some Evening Hoops here on Thursday evening. DLS, Nick Alessandrini alongside Pat Garianis and Nick Halliday. Caravel and William Penn, the Colonials coming to this contest at home with a 5-3 record under defending Coach of the Year Gary Lumpkin, the 5th-ranked team in the state of Delaware. The Caravel just outside those rankings, a team that's annually up in that top 10, a team that's ready to make runs, it seems like year in and year out under head coach Mark Tobin. This year, though, a young roster, lost some guys to different schools, to graduation, and now trying to put together another successful season. They come in 6-4 and after one quarter of play. One possession game, 14-11 in favor of the home team Colonials.
Yeah, it's a good start here for Penn in that quarter to jump out, and I was impressed with the Buccaneers' ability to close that quarter out, keep themselves in this game, because there's a lot of turnovers going on. They're putting the Colonials on the free throw line quite a bit, but they collected themselves and have kept this game manageable right now.
Larry Duncan driving, showing that explosiveness, couldn't finish though on the layup. But a second chance once again for Caravel, who's been hitting the glass here the last quarter and a half. Sheehan's three is off the mark. Horsey has the long rebound.
Tell you what, you're right. Duncan's ability, he just exploded to the rim there.
He's got good size, long wingspan there. He's going to be a good player.
Just works on that finishing ability.
Almost picked that one off. Horsey now, though, with a clear lane to the basket, but instead going to show off the passing capability right into the hands of Jari Coles, who finishes it off.
Fantastic pass from Jalen Horsey. What a find. He could have took that himself, but made the unselfish play, and Coles did a great job of making him look right.
Webster, another floater with that left hand, this time from the baseline, knocks it down. That's
steal.
Been his strong point, and then right back in for Ryan Black.
Great hands by Black, and the Bucks have come alive. Oh, he's going again.
Bounce pass trying to thread the needle. That time was Exum unable to do it, and now we'll have a tie-up. It was Bond tied up with Andy Webb, and the whistle will keep it down this side of the floor.
Buccaneers have picked their defensive intensity up, and that's really helped them out to get back into this game. And that they were very slow-footed to start this game off defensively, and they have really picked it up since.
Nice pump fake from Vom. Driving, can't finish on the block, but Jari Coles has it rejected by Webster. And Caravel's really turned things up here the last few minutes.
They really have, Nick.
Offensively and defensively. Bond one-on-one with Webb, taking him with the pivot and able to get fouled on his way up. So one-on-one was Bond underneath, and the foul will go against Andy Webb, his first.
Good footwork there from Bond, right? He was able to keep his pivot foot down. Great use of pump fakes and taking space with that pivot foot. He gets himself to the free throw line. I like what I saw right there.
Caravel's second trip to the line. You can hear that William Penn crowd to our left, stopping those stands. First free throw for Bond is off the mark, and it worked. So one more on the way. It'll be free throw number 4 of the ball game for Caravel. .607 to go here in half number 1, and 1 of 2 from the line.
All tied up.
16 all, 6 minutes to go in half number 1. That ball through the hands of Coles and turned over.
That's an unforced error there.
Duncan stops his dribble, gets it to the corner. Bond thought about that three. They'll reset it. Webster, maybe a mismatch here on Coles. Trying to show off the handles. Coles, though, staying right with him.
Great job by Coles to stay in front.
Black hanging, couldn't finish, but Bond on cleanup duty.
Now it's flipped. Colonials were out hustling the first, we'll say 5 minutes of this game. The next 5 minutes have been the Buccaneers out hustling William Penn.
And that, again, we're seeing that as the difference. 18-16. Caravel, as Pat said, gaining the lead for the first time today. Campbell has it picked and stolen. 3 turnovers in a row for William Penn, and Bondo just lost it on his way in transition. Caravel might have had numbers, but just out of control.
A little too much. He had shooters in the corners. He also had a pull up there. He just kind of lost it on his way up.
6 turnovers apiece to this point here, 5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Horsey. Looking to get it back. He does in the corner. Now we'll let it fly. The 3 is short. And Bonhol's in the board.
Good work. Caravel really picked it up here. We got ourselves a game there.
We do. It's going to be a fun one. And we talked about it. One of Pat and I's favorite places to come to a game is sitting right here courtside at William Penn High School. Duncan, a deep 3, and the bank is open on Thursday evening for Larry Duncan.
Confidence. He's gained it as this game has gone on.
That one silenced the crowd a little bit. Give and go handoff, maybe made the extra pass. Now it's Campbell. And that's going to be a whistle. Black just a little too aggressive that time, and he'll pick up the foul.
He went for that one. Unable to get there, though.
So opposite of what we saw in the first quarter, Caravel picking up 5 fouls early in that one. William Penn shooting the final 4 minutes of that first quarter. And now it seems just 1 foul apiece here with 4:15 to go in the second.
McCoy's made his way back to the sideline. Oh, there's another foul. No, they call it. Wow.
And they're going to call backcourt violation. Horsey was looking for the contact from Larry Duncan there right at half court right in front of us. He won't get it as he falls back into the backcourt for a turnover.
I mean, there was definitely some contact. The ref felt, though, it wasn't enough. That's always a dangerous pass right around midcourt.
Yes, it is. They're trying to get Black some room to shoot, but great defense has kept him in line here so far in the first half. Here he is with 4 minutes to go. Caravel now up 21-16.
Oh,
nice
fine.
feed up ahead to Bond, another easy layup, and he's got a team-high 8 for the Buccaneers.
Pick and roll, no help defense there. It was wide open.
And this run is really ongoing here now for Caravel. An 8-0 run
Yeah.
for the Buccaneers.
They've really, you give them credit, man. They've picked up the intensity. They're playing smart basketball. They're hustling on defense.
How about Mahari Campbell splitting the defense and laying it in?
Good work from Campbell. Kept the dribble alive. And someone finally went to the basket looking to score. The Colonials haven't done that the last few possessions.
23-18. William Penn now down 5 at home. Crowd starting to pick it up a little bit here, and then a turnover there for Caravel. A self-inflicted wound that time is just Sheehan and Duncan trying to go after the basketball and tip it out of play. Turnover number 7.
Spacing wasn't quite right there for the Buccaneers. 2 guys in the same spot.
Into the game now is Nashawn Jogu for William Penn. He's got the ball down on the block, and now it's going to actually be Horsey who gets it back from him. Can't finish. But a foul on the floor. Not sure if it'll be on the shot or not. Maybe on the rebound. It's going to go against Duncan.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd like to see Horsey in this moment with the momentum shifting the way that it is. Take control here. I mean, he's done it in the past. I know that's it's a little bit different on his team now compared to what he was at Conrad. But I'd like to see him here kind of take the ball in his hands and go get a bucket, because he can definitely do it. More than capable of doing it.
That's absolutely right. 2:41 and ticking here in the first half. 23-18. Caravel with a lead here on the road. They set it up for him. They get it to him. The open 3 for Horsey is nothing but net. A great call from Coach Lumpkin as they free him up off a screen.
Yeah, great job there. Got the ball to your player and your number 1 scorer in a position where he does nice, back screen to set him up on that wing 3, and he knocked it down. That's what the Colonials needed.
Duncan going to take an extra step, but they're not going to let him slide. Turnover number 8 for Caravel, and now a little bit of that momentum that Caravel had stole Shifting back to William Penn, though, the Bucks still leading 23-21.
Game of runs, right, Nick? Game of runs.
Say. And Horsey's three, I believe, the first triple we've seen in this one. 2:10 to go here in half number one. A one-possession ball game in favor of Caravel on the road. Horsey, same spot. That one just a tad short. Rebound, though, last touched by Bond, who tried to haul it in but couldn't.
Oh, and I was kind of like, oh, man, they really let him get that touch again after he just buried it.
I thought that one was in. Good job to get Horsey an open look. Caravel going to try to stick with him here on the inbound as he looks to get it back most of the time. He gets it here now to Mahari Campbell. 157. Here's Vom. Vom driving with the left hand off the window.
Penn's gotten aggressive again offensively. They're driving to score. They're looking to be aggressive. They kind of got a little bit passive for a little bit there, and we're kind of like trying to set each other up, and that allowed Caravel to go on that run a little bit. Nice to see them get aggressive again.
Webster, this time the left hand won't go. He was 2 for 2 on that floater to that point. Sheehan takes down Campbell in the backcourt. Now numbers for William Penn. Coles couldn't haul it in. A great layoff by Gerardo Solano. Coles couldn't handle it, out of bounds for the turnover, but we do have a player down in the backcourt.
Yeah, she kind of got tripped up on.
Seems to be okay. You love to see that. So just a minor tweak, it looks like, for Sheehan. So we should be good to go. He'll have to take a quick breather as Braden Thompson, the junior, will come back in. A shout out to Vinny, the trainer here at William Penn, all over the place, doing a great job each year in and year out. And he was there to see Sheehan, who's now back on the bench. So 1:19 and ticking to go, first half action, Pat, and we are all tied at 23.
Caravel just got to get back to working that ball around, getting into the lane. And Bond did it. He got a little off balance and caused him to walk.
9th turnover in the first half for Caravel, as Bond just got an extra step in there. And now they'll hand off to Horsey as we tick under a minute to go here in the first half. Looking for Horsey on the back door.
Yeah, good help defense, though, in the lane.
Gerardo Solano tried to leave it up for Coles again, and that one's stolen away. Lockhart, lefty layup is good the other direction, and that gives Caravel the lead right back.
Tough layup there, knowing Horsey was coming at him.
Mahari Campbell right into Alec Bond. Zane Bond. I got the Alec Bohm confused there in my head, but it will be a charge, and we're going the other way.
A little too aggressive on that drive. Exum will check back in.
33 seconds. Now we'll see some full court pressure provided by Mahari Campbell and Jalen Horsey as Webster walks it up for Caravel. Under 30 we go. Potentially the final shot coming here for the Bucks.
Yeah, heck of a first quarter here from Caravel on the road. Credit where credit's due.
18 on the clock for Larry Duncan. He's going to force that one up with the right hand and drops it in. How about that move from Larry Duncan? He's got 6 points.
It's a very tough shot there.
Horsey going to try to answer. That's a deep three. Off the mark, rebound is taken, and that'll take us to the end of half number one, and it was a fun one as the Colonials go trotting by us here into the locker room. 27-23, Caravel, Pat, on the road has a 4-point lead as the two teams head to the break. What stood out to you in half number one?
Caravel, they made some really tough shots, and they picked their energy up. Like I said, the first 5 minutes of the game, this looked like it was going to go in a completely different direction. Penn had all the momentum. They were leaving some opportunities on the court, though, particularly from the free throw line. But they were really kind of controlling the tempo of the game, and then it just completely flipped. McCoy got hurt, which definitely didn't help him. And Caravel has dominated the majority of it, and they got a 4-point lead on the road against the top 5 team in the state. That's about as good as Coach Mark Dobin can look for from his team.
It's going to be a fun second half here from Newcastle. We're going to take a break here with the two teams in the locker room. When we come back, we'll get you first half stats and everything you need to know ahead of second half action. It's number 5 William Penn and the Caravel Buccaneers at the break. It's Caravel leading William Penn on the road 27-23. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
High Five Hospitality, founded in 2004 when three guys teamed up to introduce the Buffalo Wild Wings franchise to Delaware. To date, they operate 8 Buffalo Wild Wings in Delaware and Maryland. Also the Stone Balloon and Limestone Barbecue. And let's not forget Eggspectation and 5 Jersey Mikes throughout Delaware. High Five Hospitality's mission is to operate 5 brands that serve high-quality products with exceptional hospitality.
Barkley Heating and Air. Barkley's can work on all brands specializing in air conditioners, gas, oil, and heat pumps. Family owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. Licensed, insured, and a multiple-year First State Favorites winner. Barkley Heating and Air offers 24-hour emergency service with service plans available. Customer satisfaction guaranteed. Call 302-653-5971 for a free estimate today. John and Ginger Barkley are looking forward to serving the community. Find them on the web at barkleyheatingandair.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Blue Coast Seafood Grill and Raw Bar in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway, Blue Coast features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple food that highlights the flavors of Southern Delaware. With chef-inspired daily specials, an award-winning wine list, and an extensive list of craft cocktails and local beer, Blue Coast is the perfect spot for a night out. Blue Coast Seafood Grill in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round for lunch and dinner. See you soon.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all the seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
But have you tried Premier?
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis and the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon.
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes. Whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
I'm Chef Hari Cameron. At Grandpa Mac, pasta's our thing. We serve quality food fast that's not fast food. We make everything in-house and serve something for everyone. We're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Follow the noodle to Grandpa Mac.
And welcome back courtside to William Penn High School, the site of a big-time Thursday evening hoops battle between number 5 William Penn and the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. Welcome back inside Delaware Live Sports. Nick Alessandrini alongside my partner Pat Garianis. Nick Halliday snapping some shots, now heading back up onto the camera. It was a really fun first half here courtside in Newcastle. 27-23. Caravel leading the number 5 ranked William Penn Colonials at the break. William Penn had the early lead in this one, had the lead after 1 quarter of play, but that second quarter, Pat, it belonged all to the Caravel Buccaneers.
Yeah, they picked their defensive intensity up. You know, Webster had himself a good quarter. I was impressed with what we saw from Larry Duncan. You know, I think, you know, Bond had himself a good quarter as well. I mean, these guys just really upped their intensity level, and on both sides of the court. And you know, they were playing really good basketball there for a good, you know, 5 minutes of that, you know, 8-minute second quarter, and they got themselves a 4-point lead. Now they're going to get a counter punch back here from the Colonials, and I think they're aware of that. Let's see how they handle it.
Leading scores for both teams for William Penn. It was Jalen Horsey. He had 7 points to lead the way. Emmanuel Baum had 5 to help William Penn. Zane Bond, as Pat mentioned, he's the leading scorer in the game and for the Buccaneers. He's got 8. Larry Duncan behind him with 6.
Yeah, big missing piece for the Colonials here. Their 6th man, Elon McCoy. He's ankle wrapped. He's on crutches right now.
Not good look.
You're not going to see him back here. They lost him about midway through the second quarter.
They're going to go in the post to Bond where he left off in the first half, and he's going to have the first bucket of half number 2, going to work on Horsey. And speaking of Horsey, trying to split the defense and draw some contact.
Yeah, well, you know, Horsey not really known for the defensive side, and you know, he's a big scorer. So defensively, they're going to try and attack him. Great work by Bone, just taking the physicality to the leading scorer. Sometimes making a guy who's an offensive juggernaut work on defense can kind of tire him out for the offensive end of the floor.
29-23 now, largest lead of the evening for Caravel, now at 6. Here's Mahari Campbell. They get it to Horsey. Passes up on the 3. Drive and kick. The extra pass now to Solano in the corner. He can hit that. That one off the mark, though, into the hands of Ryan Black.
Yeah, let's see if this is part of what Caravel wants to do. You see Black walking the ball up, looking to get settled into their half court.
Had to stop his dribble. Good defense now, looking to get it back. But he'll get it over to Webster. Nice give and go back to Black. And he's fouled on his way up, and now we'll have our first free throws of half number 2, courtesy of Ryan Black.
Got to give a posthumous shout out to Amy Winehouse on that one. I don't know if anyone picked up on that, Nick. The back to Black. I like that.
There you go, Amy Winehouse. Been a while.
I'm sure you folks at home were not anticipating Amy Winehouse shout out tonight.
First one's up and good for Ryan Black.
Got to keep you on your toes. I'm sure Marty Sheehan will be making a comment. Amy Winehouse shout out tonight.
We're all about the pop culture references as well. We have a sports update coming at you here in a few minutes. 31-23, Vom way off the mark on that 3-ball. Pat, you talked about how he's expanded that range.
He can't drop his shoulders. He got a little dejected there. It's all right. You keep playing.
Absolutely, yeah. Webster going to let this one fly from 3. Too strong, hung up, bounced off the rim, straight up in the air, and then over the top of the backboard.
Buck's starting to get, you can see the confidence raise. The longer that they're ahead in this game, the more they're going to be like, all right, hey, we're here. And that's a dangerous place to be in if you're the home team. Having a team, that you are favored over, be leading and getting more and more confident as the game goes on.
Trying to create some space for Emmanuel Vom, and he is fouled by Bond on his way up. How about that matchup? We got the Vom versus the Bond matchup.
Yeah, Vom versus Bond, dude.
Here tonight.
It's phenomenal. I like it, though. He came down, he missed pretty significantly on the 3, hung his head. I didn't like that part of it, but it was short memory because he got back down where he usually is working on the post, and look at him. He got himself right to the free throw line.
And knocks
I love
it down.
to see that.
And obviously Coach Lumpkin, it seemed like drawing that play up for him down that side of the floor, trying to free him up on the block. They do so and able to get some points out of it. One more free throw on the way for Emmanuel Vom. Nice high arcing shot from Vom. 2 for 2 from the line. 30-25, 6:24 to go here in the third as Webster is driving on the far sideline, and we have a whistle and another foul.
Yeah.
This one will go against Emmanuel.
A little too aggressive. He didn't quite get where he needed to be to cut him off. Good work by Webster. Push the issue against that press.
We had about 3 or 4 total fouls in that second quarter. Already up to 4 here in the first minute and a half of the third. Here's Black as he stops his dribble. Black, Webster, Bond, and Thompson on the floor alongside Larry Duncan, who shoots that 3. Tried to draw the foul call, won't get it. And that one tipped around and saved by Mahari Campbell.
Good effort there from Campbell. Great box out as well.
Horsey driving, kept the pivot. That's a tough shot. Couldn't get it to go. No whistle. Rebound to Larry Duncan.
Yeah, it was definitely a hand on his arm from behind. I think the officials were just blocked off to it. Couldn't quite see it.
Yeah, good defense from Horsey. And this time, though, he'll get foul or get called for the foul. It's either going to go against Horsey or Mahari Campbell as he hits the deck. Coach Lumpkin going to take a timeout.
And Coach Lumpkin, I mean, he saw what we saw. That is, I mean, when you saw when Horsey was trying to bring the ball from his right hip up to the shooting motion, there was a hand preventing him from bringing his elbow up. It was slight, but it was there, and I think it affected the shot. So that's what they're talking about. But yeah, and you look, and now this is the important. This is what makes Coach Lumpkin so good. So he made his comment to the official. Now he's addressing his team. Like, it doesn't matter about that stuff. We got to get our energy up. We got to pick our game up. And let's see how they respond out of that timeout.
That's right, Coach. You can hear the pep talk here from over where we're sitting. And again, no foul on that side. There was a foul down this side of the floor, but it will be on the floor. Third team foul against William Penn. So Black will inbound. Caravel up 30-25. And we'll see if this timeout gets William Penn going. Here's Webster. Trying to take Coles, scooping it under him, couldn't score. And then how about the follow? Coming free on the offensive glass that time was Bond, and he's going to get fouled on the putback. So 2 free throws coming for Caravel.
Well, and Bond, he's matched up with Horsey. That's who Horsey's defending, and he's just out hustling. I mean, that's twice. He posted him up and just muscled him, and then right there it's like it's not giving any breaks to Horsey. That way, I'm going to go crash the offensive glass. And again, that's gonna wear down from an energy standpoint. Jalen Horsey.
Bond is in double figures. He's now with 11. The leading scorer here for Caravel, leading scorer for the game, and knocks down both free throws.
He's come a long way, man. He's come a long way in his development. I love to see the confidence he's playing with here. And he's doing the dirty things. Oh, nice
throw
play.
Up, and it's finished off by Emmanuel Vom. What a lob and what a finish. Solano did the honors of throwing it up to him, and Vom finishes it off pad. Well, that's something we've seen from Emmanuel the last 3 years.
He's a tremendous athlete. Let's see if that wakes up this Colonials team. That dunks like that, and particularly an impressive alley-oop, can sometimes really pick the energy up.
And we're going to have a block on the baseline. Urano Solano immediately putting his hands up, trying to retreat as Bond leveled into him with the body. But it will be a foul on Solano. Coach Lumpkin, not sure if he likes that call, with more free throws coming for Bond. And you talked about his aggressiveness. That's been the difference. He's been fantastic so far tonight for Caravel, and here he is back at the line.
He's doing the dirty things, man. He's just doing the dirty work. And he's really been a thorn in Penn's side. He kind of has led the charge here with that flip of out hustling, right? The momentum on that side of the ball.
And misses that free throw. 1 of 2 on that trip. He's made 3 of the last 4. William Penn trying to answer Horsey. This time they're going to get the foul call on Webster. And Webster, to his dismay, staring at the official, maybe thought he got the ball. Tough. I didn't see it personally, but a whistle and a foul. I didn't see the call in general. Not that I didn't see a foul. I missed it.
Yeah.
But some free throws coming up here for Jalen Horsey, who finally earns himself that trip to the free throw line. And there he is, knocks down the first. His first points of the second half.
I like to see him here. Maybe this gets him going. Seeing the ball go through the hoop a few times. Because he could go on, he can get in a flurry, Nick. I mean, he can go and score, 7, 8 points in a few minutes pretty quickly.
Knocks down the free throw. He's got 9. Does Horsey lead to 4 down for Caravel, 33-29 in favor of the Buccaneers. Both teams with no turnovers here in the third quarter, officially, or unofficially, I should say. Here's Larry Duggan, kick to Black in the corner. Black's been held in check today, but a nice look underneath, but it was stolen by Emmanuel Vom. There's that turnover.
Great positioning.
Horsey, quick trigger on the 3. He's fouled, and count it. And you said it can come in bunches. And Jalen Horsey with a huge shot from the corner and a chance at the rare 4-point play.
Too aggressive on that closeout. The hoop and the harm. Chance to tie the game, Nick. Huge. And look, what did it start? Alley-oop, and all of a sudden, here come the Colonials.
And that got that crowd right back into it as well. This free throw could tie it up here at 33. And Horsey can't get it to go. Rebound, though, tipped around, and now William Penn a chance to take the lead.
Vaughn.
Driving, and I think Webster got a hand on it.
Pinned it.
Now they're trapping him in the corner. They get it to Coles on the block. Straight up, count it, +1.
Wow. How about this? William Penn getting it done offensively, and fouls again for Caravel. This is what plagued them in the first quarter. They're already in the penalty. Still 4 minutes to go here in the third.
Jaree Coles, 6'3", 250-pound senior, up and through, and now a chance at the three-point play. And he knocks it home. That is a 6-point possession for William Penn, and they're up by 2. Timeout on the floor, first of the third for Caravel. We'll stay right here with 4:08 to go in quarter number 3. And we talked about the first quarter. For the most part, the first 5 or 6 minutes belonged to William Penn. That entire second quarter belonged to Caravel. This one was split for the first couple, but it's been all William Penn now the last few minutes. They have stormed back and taken the lead. They trailed by as many as 6.
Yeah, the Bucks have kind of gotten a little bit lost on the defensive side of the floor, whether it be in transition or the half court. They got lost a little bit. Backdoor alley-oop to Vaughn. They lost, Horsey in transition, three-point make and the harm. Then they get offensive rebound, second possession. They didn't quite convert that one, but they had a second possession. And then right there, a loose ball turns into an and one layup. So they've kind of lost focus defensively, and Penn has made it hurt. And it all started with that alley-oop, I feel like. The momentum completely shifted on that alley-oop dunk.
35-33, William Penn out in front of 2 after the timeout here from Coach Tobin and the Buccaneers. It'll be Webster, Bond, Sheehan, Black, and Duncan on the floor for Caravel. And for William Penn, it'll be Ryan Ramirez, Velez, John Reed Coles, Jalen Horsey, Solano, and Emmanuel Vam. I believe we have another timeout this time from William Penn.
Looks like, and I was curious. They're going to check the book for the score.
Well, maybe I should run through it here then as well.
I had Caravel with at one point 34 or I had them at 33 points prior to the second set of free throws for Bond, but the scoreboard only had 32, and then obviously he went 1 of 2, so that puts him at 30. So I had them at 34. However, I thought I was incorrect, but there you go. They just added the point, so I was. Give myself some credit. Got to trust that I'm right.
You are right, Pat, because I've got 33, so I'm missing a free throw.
There was 2 free throws from Bone. Remember, Bond, you said he went
3 or 4. I've got those 3.
Well, I think that they only gave them 2.
Oh, well, then I must be missing it somewhere else on my score sheet. Either way.
Oh, maybe.
10, 12, 14, 18.
There's a free throw somewhere, yes.
Yeah, I'm missing a free throw somewhere, I guess.
The mystery point.
The mystery point is right. That's well put. As we are back underway here with 4:05 to go in the third quarter, 35-34. What a game it's been, back and forth here from Newcastle between Penn and Caravel. Crowd really getting back into it here this third quarter. Duncan lost it, gets it back, turns, fades, can't hit.
Tough shot, really tough shot. I like to see them try to work it around a little bit more to get something easier.
Horsey kicks, good ball movement. Solano.
Nice work.
Finds Coles, open baseline jumper, no good. Duncan hauls down the rebound. 2-on-2 now for Caravel. Duncan just going to get it and go. How about the English spins it off the window and through?
This young man, he's just like a baby gazelle, like, so to speak. He's fast, man. He can explode. He's just got to get the touch, get the balance, and he's going to really be dangerous.
I agree with you on that one. 36-35. That gives Caravel the lead back by 1. 3:12 in the third. Horsey splitting defenders, fouled on his way up on the reverse layup. And we'll see who it goes against. It's going to go against Webster. And he's racking up some fouls. I wish I had an official number on Webster. That'll be the 15th foul, though. So both teams shooting the rest of the third quarter, and 2 upcoming here for Horsey.
They're bringing him in. They're bringing the officials in. It's hard. I mean, we don't put team fouls up here.
Yeah, they usually do. But yeah, for the most part, in some of the games, but not today.
Yeah, but here you go. Horsey kind of got a little more aggressive, gets himself back to the free throw line. You know, he had an aggressive drive a little bit earlier in that possession and appropriately kicked it out to keep the possession alive, didn't force it. I like what I'm seeing from the Wilm U commit.
Knocks down the free throw. And able to rattle that one home. Now pressure here from William Penn in the backcourt. 37-36 lead for the Colonials. Good pressure, too. It's good defense. Caravel going to have to get this one over half court, and it's got to be soon, and they do.
Great work.
Sheehan open in the corner, and he buries it. A huge three from Michael Sheehan.
From disaster into money. Look at this aggressiveness.
Horsey through contact as he hits the deck and one.
We were waiting for it, Nick, and now he's supplying it with us. He is taking over right now in these last 3 minutes. This is what we were waiting for. And this is a welcome sight if you're a Penn fan.
And we talked about him being behind Bond for most of this one. He's now taken the game-high scoring. 16 points for Horsey, 13 for Bond. And William Penn has tied this thing back up with a chance to take the lead.
Well, it's one of those where if he can unlock what he's doing right now for a full, 32 minutes or however long he plays, look out.
And misses the free throw. Second chance, though, there for William Penn. Can't get it to go, and now a loose ball, and on the floor hauling it in, I believe, was Bond, and Coach Tobin going to call his second timeout of the third quarter.
A good timeout there to preserve the possession of the ball. I mean, 39 all. Every possession is going to be important down the stretch here as we get late into the third quarter. We have 39 all, Nick. This has been fun, man. I really like what I've seen from the Buccaneers. A little bit concerned. You look at like common opponents, Appo, right? William Penn beats Appo by 6 in a good game. It was an 18-point Appo win against the Buccaneers. So, you come in, you're looking at that, you're thinking Penn's got the advantage, and the Buccaneers, Caravel has come in and they have met the challenge. A little early, they kind of got hit in the mouth early, but they responded. They've gotten up off the mat and have really competed here in this one.
39-39 here in Newcastle as Caravel set to inbound. 2:36 to go in the third, and now some full court pressure being shown by William Penn. They'll get it across now with Bond. Bond with some room in front of him. How about that little nifty spin?
He drugged the foot. Great work there, Nick, but he couldn't keep that foot from sliding. So close.
We were just talking about that during the break, or during the half, I should say. Turnover that time, and now trying to get it to Solano. He does. It was Ramirez. As they'll reset it up top with Coles working around the perimeter. 2:08 to go in the third. Here's Horsey off a screen. Open three straight away. Couldn't get it to go. Vom skying for the offensive rebound, but it was tipped out of his hands on the way up and will stay down this end. Caravel lobbying it for be their basketball.
Tell you what, really good offensive draw up to get Horsey a wide open three straight away. He just wasn't able to knock it down.
They get it to Coles one-on-one. Jari Coles off the glass.
Great work from the big fella. Really not anyone on Caravel that can match up with the size down on the post. And he just backed down and put it up nicely off the glass.
Gives William Penn the lead back, 41-39. Black on the drive, can't get it to fall. Vom trying to leak ahead, gonna have to track this one down and couldn't do it. The outlet just a little bit out of his reach. And the turnover for William Penn, but they lead 41-39 after the Coles bucket. He's got 9 points.
Been good for them.
Here's Lockhart back into the game for Caravel. Around the screen. Euro stepping in the lane. The floater is up, and it's going to be called a charge.
Good job.
Against Lockhart. And taking it was Jurado Solano, who was a little slow to get up.
He's in some pain. I'll tell you what, Solano, he's been good. He threw the alley-oop, and this is the kind of guy he is, man. I mean, he does little things for the Colonials. He'll step in. He'll take some charges. He's just a really, high IQ guy. Doesn't get rattled. Can hit the corner three.
Man, has a good three ball for sure. That's kind of been, this spot-up shooter his last couple years here for William Penn. But you talked about it. He's really grown in his game as well. A great pass earlier, good passer, defender. That time taking the charge. So 41-39 in favor of William Penn. 1:26 to go here in the third. William Penn, the fifth-ranked team in the state, trying to hold off a scrappy visiting Caravel Bucks team here on DLS.
It's been fun, Nick.
Here's Ryan Ramirez into the game for William Penn. They'll get it to Horsey, who's one-on-one with Lockhart. Horsey trying to show off the fancy handles here. There comes the help defense. The double came, but they're going to go back to Horsey.
Great defense. That's a foul.
And there it is. A little too aggressive on the back end.
That's one where you just stay right in front, wait to contest. Yeah, it was a tremendous possession, and now he's going to put Horsey on the line because he was going for the steal. You know, keep that anxiety down, stay in front, stay smart. Don't give him free points at the foul line here.
41-39, a chance to extend it here from William Penn. It's Jalen Horsey at the free throw line. First one rattles home. Horsey now with a game-high 17 points. In for now for the first time is the freshman Quan Lee here for Caravel, who will spell Ryan Black. Again, Black, the leading scorer at just under 14 points per game, has struggled so far in this one, has 4. Or no, he will stay in the game. 2 for 2 from the line goes Horsey. William Penn up 43-39. See if they go back to Bond. He's been quiet the last few minutes.
Penn's got to be careful, too. You don't want to foul and put Caravel at the line in this final minute.
Both teams with 5 here in the third. Black sees an opening, hangs, and is able to finish. There goes Ryan Black.
Great drive by Black. Good finish. You know, he's had a tough night around the rim against some contact. He was able to put that one up and in.
That was the next part of his game that he's really developed. Offensive foul, the deep three. That rained down for Jalen Horsey, but it will not count. Offensive foul.
Tough one. Horsey hit that one from the volleyball line.
That was from out in the parking lot for Jalen Horsey.
Hit that one from Ioannoni's.
There you go. Shout out to Ioannoni's.
Yep.
43-41. Black driving. One step. Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway won't fall.
He didn't call Kobe, man.
And that one's stolen. 2-on-1 now. Quan Lee with the bounce pass, unable to finish it off with Sheehan. And last touch, though, by Caravel, so the Buccaneers will catch a break down this side of the floor. 10.8 seconds to go until we close out the third.
This is fun, Nick. What a fun game.
We know how to pick them sometimes,
Tell you what, yeah.
Black to inbound with 11 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Hands off to Sheehan. Crowd wanted to travel. 4 seconds, back to Black. Gonna have to let it fly with 2. Stepping back, lets the defender go by. The shot is short. A good look, though, for Ryan Black as we close out the third quarter. And it is a fun one here in Newcastle. 43-41, William Penn over the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action. Make sure you stay with us. You're not going to want to go anywhere. The conclusion coming up on Delaware Live Sports.
First State Orthopedic statewide has 29 physicians at 16 locations. Our physicians and staff provide both non-surgical as well as surgical treatment for almost all orthopedic conditions and injuries. We are specially trained in the current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physician and orthopedic consultant for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to the local emergency departments as well as medical aid units and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Call for an appointment today or visit us at firststateortho.com.
43-41. It's going to be a fun fourth quarter here from Newcastle at the site of William Penn High School, where the number 5 Colonials lead the Caravel Buccaneers by 2 as we are moments away from getting the fourth quarter underway. Nick Allison journey alongside Pat Garianis and Nick Halliday. It's been a fun one, Pat. We were just talking. We really know how to pick some of these matchups. We've gotten some great games. This one has been back and forth all evening, and now we've got 8 minutes to decide our victor here tonight. It's going to be a fun conclusion.
It definitely is, and this is going to come down to who executes here in this fourth quarter. I think the energy's been there from both teams. I would think that it would continue here in a close game in the fourth quarter. So then it comes down to execution at this point.
Offensive, or excuse me, I believe a defensive foul.
Yep.
Quickly on the whistle here.
And they're going to get, I believe that's going to end up being Thompson, a little too aggressive. And is that his 5th?
He's been playing sparingly off the bench due to, I believe, the foul trouble here. Larry Duncan has been the guy that's kind of been playing in for him. He'll remain in, and now, Thompson back to the bench here. So Caravel inbound here, 7:52 and ticking. A one-possession game as we begin quarter number 4. There's Andy Webb now fresh into the ball game. Black went for the steal. Now it's Ramirez from the mid-range. Can't get it. There's Jari Coles, who has been fantastic tonight for William Penn.
Good patience, good pump fake. Nice finish around the rim for Coles.
Lead to 4 now for Penn. Who's going to be the go-to guy here in the 4th for Caravel? Webster driving, floating, no good, but the putback is pure for Webster, who stuck with it, and gets it to go off the window.
Oh, he's the guy that Caravel wants to be the guy. You know what I mean? He's got the talent. He's got the length. He can finish. It's whether or not he steps up in the moment. That was a great move right there to get himself to.
One-possession game.
Ooh.
Ramirez back to Horsey. That's a deep 3 for Horsey, and that time just left it a little short, but guess who's under the basket to clean it up? Jari Coles, and now he'll head to the free throw line. This big fella's given a heck of an effort here in this one tonight for Coach Gary Lumpkin.
Yeah, and he's right place, right. How many? I mean, he's extended at least 5 possessions here tonight with offensive rebounds and hustle plays. And he's been great finishing around the rim.
Into double figures is Coles and knocks down the free throw.
Cool dozen Krispy Kreme donuts. I know we got a Krispy Kreme here in Newcastle for Coles.
That one off the mark. Nothing better when that light's on, and that drops home.
Yeah, wonderful job right there from Ramirez Velez. Catch and shoot in rhythm for 3.
His first field goal of the evening, and it's a big one. Gives Penn the lead by 6. Can Webster answer? And he does. That 3, nothing but net from the left wing.
How about this? Both teams executing offensively. Who's going to come up with the stop?
6:23 to go here.
Oh,
Give and
wow.
go. Beautiful feed, but it's blocked by Larry Duncan.
Great work by Duncan.
And now we'll have a whistle and a timeout on the floor.
A little bit of chirping, little chirping.
And a little bump there. It looked like as if Larry Duncan into the William Penn huddle on his way back to his huddle. This is the energy that we were looking for here, and we knew we would get coming back here to William Penn for this one. 49-46, lead back to 3 as the two teams exchanging threes. Ramirez Velez knocking down one for William Penn, and then Webster with the answer down the other side of the floor. A one-possession game with 6:16 to go. We talked about it, getting chippy, things heating up a little bit here down the stretch at William Penn, but this is going to be a fun finish, and it's been a fun ball game so far.
Yeah, you know, competitors, you're going to get a little bit of talking. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of trying to keep it within the realms of the game, and so far hasn't been anything I felt like that's crossed the line. But yeah, you're right. I mean, this has been fun. Both teams have kind of started to execute. They've had their moments, and you know, it's been back and forth, man, back and forth. And both these teams are 6-4, 5-3. They're going to be competing for playoff spots. So I mean, Caravel, this really would help them out a lot in terms of that. And you know, Penn, it's really going to come down to potential seeding because they play the tough schedule. You know, they're going to want to continue to stay hot here and improve. They're coming off a win. You know, they've won 4 of their last 6 with the loss, hold on, 4 of the last 5 with the only loss coming to Sally's. So they want to stay hot here.
Yes, they do. 6-11, 49-46. Penn with the lead and the ball here in this one. They get it to their man, Horsey. That's a deep 3 straight away, and he's got it. Wow.
You got to defend. Not many guys in the state you got to defend out to the volleyball line. Horsey is definitely one of them.
I think he might have called for that one, and then he comes up with the steal this time. Horsey, the other way, shot blocked from behind. Coles is there. You've got to be kidding me, Jari Coles.
He is killing it on the boards, just invested into this game. and putting his mark on it, and it's on the offensive glass. What a work by 23.
Coach Lumpkin is fired up, as well as this crowd, and the largest lead for William Penn of the evening after that shot. 54-46, a little 5-0 run courtesy of Horsey and Jaree Coles. And you could tell Coach Lumpkin, they drew that one up for Horsey once again. He comes off, has it with room to fire, and he was going to let that one fly no matter who was on him or not, and he's able to bury it.
Yeah, tremendous shot. He was ready to shoot it. And then the defensive end of the floor, coming up with the steal, anticipating the drive, poking it away, getting out in transition. And a tremendous effort there. And, of course, Coles has just been doing it, and he's feeding off of it. He's feeding for offensive rebounds. And a lot of times that's what it takes. You find your niche, you find your role, and, like, this is just giving his team energy. It's giving him energy, the crowd energy. Now you're going to be more willing to do that as things continue, and that's what's happened. He's caught fire with it. He's looking to go for everything in terms of the offensive rebounding game.
And again, it goes to show William Penn has been a little more aggressive here offensively in tonight's game. They are 15 of 22 from the free throw line, and Caravel just 6 of 9 from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's a telling stat right there, Nick.
So Horsey was fired up, especially after that last timeout. We talked about how chippy it got. Seemed like he took that a little bit personally. And after that three, let Caravel hear about it. And now Caravel with a chance to answer. They need something, down by 8. Still a lot of time, though, left in this one.
They definitely need a bucket here, though. I agree with you. You got to try and halt that momentum that's been built.
Let's see where Tobin goes after the timeout, but it's going to be stolen. Jaree Coles in transition, blocked from behind. As that really would have set this place on fire.
Good defense there.
Webster kicks. Sheehan shot blocked in the corner. How about that extension from Jalen Horsey?
Oh, wow.
Up ahead is Vom. That shot's going to be goaltending as Vom off of 2 feet, off the window.
Now they're going to see, was there a foul? Definitely a goaltend.
Definitely a goaltend from where we were.
I mean, there was contact.
So one of the officials must have blown a whistle.
Basket counts. So maybe they blew the whistle for a foul, and they were trying to determine whether it was absolutely a goaltend.
So that's an and-one.
That's an and-one bucket.
So there was a foul, and then the goaltend.
That's, I think, 5. It is. It's going to be 5 on Duncan.
Elijah Harmon is heading to the scores table. He will have to check in. And Larry Duncan will exit as the referee nods his head to him. That's 5. So 5 fouls. Duncan will have to leave. He's been a bright spot, the sophomore off the bench. For Caravel.
Oh, the future's bright for him. And he's going to continue to develop from a skill standpoint, kind of come into his body. I'm going to be excited to watch him the next few years. Absolutely.
Vom's free throw falls through. 3-point play complete. We were saying those same things about Vom a few years ago.
Yep.
And look at him now. 4:55 and ticking, 57-46. William Penn has opened its largest lead of the game here in the fourth quarter. Harmon, give and go back to Webster, and he's going to be wrapped up out near the free throw line. And a foul on the floor will be William Penn's first foul here in the fourth.
Caravel, I mean, and you said it was going to come down to execution. Penn has really executed here in this fourth quarter.
Sheehan to Black in the corner, off a screen. Ryan Black can't get that three to fall. He struggled shooting the basketball. This one trying to be saved underneath by Vom. He couldn't do it. It'll stick down this end with the Buccaneers. 4:37 to go.
Good hustle there from Vom. He just was unable to keep his balance along the baseline there.
They inbound it. They get it to Black. He drives right back to Bond, and Bond can't get it to go. And that's a shot he's made all night. Couldn't get that one to fall.
Should have put it off the glass. Come into the basket there, put that thing off the glass. Kind of put that up timidly, and the rim was unkind.
Horsey driving, kicking. Vaughn with some room. Got past all of Caravel, but couldn't lay it in on the block. Great job to get to his spot. Just couldn't finish.
Yeah, I agree. It was everything but the finish.
Webster lost it. Up ahead, Horsey off the glass.
Nice work. Penn has really turned it up. They've been able to get out in transition, pulling away, Nick. And otherwise, what has been a great contest.
Another turnover. Ramirez Velez hanging in, fouled. And he will head to the stripe with 3:49 to go. And William Penn has completely taken over this ball game here in the fourth quarter.
That they have, and it's been offensively and defensively for Penn. They've hit from the outside. They've gotten themselves second chance opportunities, hustle plays. They've really done a great job defensively forcing turnovers. Just a complete first 4 and some change here in the fourth.
And Ramirez knocks down the free throw.
They've also picked the pace up. The pace of this game has really picked up, which Caravel hasn't been able to keep up with.
Second free throw for Ramirez rolls out. So 1 of 2 from the line.
Nice play by
and finished off.
Black. Really good job wrapping around the other side of the rim.
3.5 to go, lead to 12. Still a lot of time, though, with 3.5 minutes. Horsey spinning, stepping back, fading away, and knocking it home.
That's really great footwork. Really, really great footwork from Jalen Horsey there. And you see the smile on his face. He knows he had a nice move, man.
He's having a blast in this one.
Now, uh-oh.
Here he goes, clearing for liftoff.
And that was liftoff with a little shovel layup, Nick.
And the crowd now so into it, I can't see that side of the floor.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun one. 64-48 as William Penn continues to just keep opening this one up. Bond wants to add to his score total. Air balls off his teammate Harmon and out of play.
Caravel just has gotten to where they're chasing. They're chasing points now. And this one's starting to get away.
2:43 and ticking, 16-point lead for William Penn. We were tied, it seems like, just moments ago here at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Ramirez, shot blocked by Harmon. To Jari Coles, blocked again, but not before free throws coming up for 23 in white.
Another offensive rebound for the big fella.
This will be free throws 26 and 27 tonight for William Penn. And Coles unable to get that one to go. Now one off the mark for Coles. He missed them both, but how about Emmanuel Vom crashing the glass?
More hustle here from the Colonials. Little baseline jumper for Coles.
He has been on fire tonight. Jari Coles lighting it up from that 5 position today for William Penn. He's been unbelievable. Webster trying to find something. His 3 no good. Rebound tipped around. And the last touched by the Colonials with 2:03.
Little score update here from Middletown. Cavaliers leading Salesianum 44-37. They're on the free throw line. There's 58 seconds to go in the third quarter.
.27 for Jalen Horsey. This 3 is off the mark, but fouled.
Yeah, Sheehan will go to the line.
So he'll head to the free throw line again. 7 of 10 tonight for the Caravel Bucks from the line. First one's up and in for Sheehan. Second free throw. In and out. And again, nice form from Sheehan. You can tell he's got a nice stroke. Has some subs coming here for William Penn. Solano will head to the bench. Curtain call for the senior. He may find himself on the receiving end of a top 10 play nominee with that pass to Emmanuel Vom as Sheehan puts home 1 of 2. Curtain call that time for Ramirez. Subs coming in for Penn. But Vom, Horsey, Campbell, Coles still on the floor. Under 2 minutes to go in this one, 66-50.
Great work here from Horsey. He's been good with the ball in his hands here in the fourth quarter. We were waiting for him to close out. Late in the third, he started to, and he's done it also here in the fourth.
Campbell trapped up near half court, has to find somewhere to go with the basketball. And then a whistle and a foul, just tripping over the leg of Bond that time was number 12, Philip Exum.
And Exum kind of landed on the ball.
I'll take the wind out of you sometimes for sure, so hopefully he's all right. Will make his way to the free throw line, a chance to add on to his total. He knocked down 2 free throws earlier in this ball game from the stripe, a chance with a few more on the way. But a nice crowd as always here at William Penn High School. The energy for some of the games here in Newcastle are unmatched.
It's very true.
And it's been another fun one. Off the mark. And that one rims out as well. Minute and a half. There's a spin move and short on the floater.
About that, and there was no
But
travel.
he got it off. Yeah, the shot was clean off that time.
Golly.
Got to respect the officiating crew we've had tonight. A great job all around. As Horsey just looking to add to his total, and why not? Another bucket for him.
He has been good.
68-50.
And another trap. There's going to be a travel.
Yep.
They got Harmon stuck there. Elijah Harmon, the sophomore.
So 1:01 to go. I think we'll have a timeout on the floor.
A little timeout here. Close out the last minute here for Penn. That's an impressive, win for the Colonials. They survived a tough battle here from Caravel. They'll move to 6-3. Caravel dropped to 6-5 on the year, Nick. But this was a fun one for 3 quarters. This was definitely a fun game.
Got a chance to talk to both coaches before the game. Coach Tobin, talking about the matchup. He said, we've had some really good matchups in the past. He said, but it's rare. We never come here to Newcastle. He said, we played at home. We played in the SL24. We played at some other tournaments over the years. He said, but I haven't been back here since I coached girls basketball. To be back in Newcastle. And he said he was ready. He knows what kind of environment they can bring here. And it was certainly a fun one. And Coach Gary Lumpkin as well, excited to see us there pregame. And he's done a phenomenal job since, of course, being back here at William Penn, the reigning Coach of the Year. And now just a minute until we close this one out. William Penn, 17 of 29 from the free throw line. Caravel, 9 of 13. In terms of three-point shooting, William Penn had 3 threes. Caravel with 3 as well.
And this should be
4, excuse me.
a little air taken out of the basketball here for the Colonials.
48 seconds, they'll just kind of work it around here. But as you mentioned, Pat, this one was really fun through 3 quarters. Here comes the trap.
Way to come back to the ball. Way to come back to the basketball.
And now there's Jari Coles. What a performance he had as well. And we'll see if we can talk to head coach Gary Lumpkin and potentially Jalen Horsey.
Yeah.
After this one.
Coles was great.
He was fantastic. Kind of the X factor. You know what Horsey can give you. He's that kind of player. But you need somebody else to step up. And tonight it was Jari Coles. 16 points for the center John Reed Coles today. That is a big-time game from Emmanuel Vaughn with a good one as well. He averaged 12, and that'll do it. Here from Newcastle is number 5 ranked William Penn. Fights off the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. They come back, get the win 68-50. This one was tied at early in the fourth quarter, Pat. What a fourth quarter it was from Coach Gary Lumpkin and his squad. They pour it on down the stretch. They win this one 68-50.
Yeah, they locked it up, right? I mean, they really tightened their game up. They had some sloppy moments. They kind of lost some focus, lost some, hustle, and allowed Caravel. And Caravel really stepped their game up. They played up. And that allowed them to stick in this game for a while there. But, the Colonials just turned it on. That was the Penn team that we're used to seeing there in the fourth quarter. And they eventually were able to pull away and get a nice victory.
And now we're going to be joined here momentarily by some of the members of William Penn. Coach Gary Lumpkin, potentially Jalen Horsey here in a second.
So this should be fun.
Yeah, here he is right here, Jalen. Appreciate it, man. First off, congratulations, big-time game. Now, Jalen, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No.
No, all right, I'm going to try to be as loud. I'll come right next to you over here. Now, I had you unofficially with 29. I'm not sure. Did they tell you how many you had in that game?
Yeah,
29. So I'm good at math. We can do that. But congratulations, big-time win for you guys. What was kind of the message coming into this one? We know Caravel, a very scrappy team. It was a battle all the way until that fourth quarter. Kind of run us through your guys' mindset. What was the game plan coming into this one?
The game plan was just to come in here and try to get a tough win. And this is one of the game-settling wins. We had a couple tough losses to Sally, St. E's, and the out-of-state loss to Riverdale. But we know that we just got to keep going. And we want to start our streak to state championship with this win tonight.
And down the stretch where you guys were tied in early in that fourth quarter, we saw your mindset kind of change there for a tag. You hit that big three, and you kind of got rolling after that. What was the word from your coach Gary Lumpkin in the huddle when you guys were tied up, and what changed for you guys in that fourth quarter? You guys went on a huge run down the stretch.
We just stayed together. Our coach wanted us to figure it out, so we just stayed together. It's
my guy right here. It's my guy right here.
We knew we needed energy, so we came out with energy, and we had a couple big threes, turnovers that led to points, and we just never went back from there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Jaden, you guys have won 5 of 6 now. You're really starting to find a rhythm. Talk a little bit about, how you guys have grown as a team as this season has gone along and how important that is in the second half of the year.
I feel like we've grown from practice. We know that we watched the stuff that we made mistakes on in our big games, and we just went back and fixed it. So we just got to keep doing that from now on, and practice just keep getting better by getting better reps and stuff like that.
And obviously you guys got a talented team, right? You can't score all the points yourself. You got some great teammates as well. But talk a little bit about the game you got from John Reed Coles here tonight. 16 points. I mean, second chances galore. He was killing them on the offensive glass and just the glass in general. Talk about his performance alongside you in this one.
Yeah, it was really great. We needed him. We needed. He's one of our leaders. He's the team captain, so we needed him to step up. And he just brought us energy. He brought them and ones, them second chance points. We needed that tonight, and it helped.
Jalen, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. 29 points in a huge win for Jalen Horsey, and they get the W here tonight as he gets through the crowd. You can hear him. Coach Gary Lumpkin, we're going to talk. We got one question for Coach Lumpkin. Really appreciate it. Now, that was a battle right throughout. You guys were tied early in that fourth quarter, and then you guys went on that run down the stretch and really started to open things up or bust this one wide open. What was that message to your team in the huddle there? I know you had a couple frustrating calls there in the beginning of that fourth quarter. What was the message to the team?
The message to the team was just to continue to fight, continue to battle. I told them at halftime that, teams usually take on the persona of their coach. And I know how I played, and I'm trying to, resonate that on them. And in that last quarter, last 6-7 minutes of that fourth quarter, they showed up and played the way Colonial basketball is played.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Coach, that was the difference we felt. It was a tight game throughout, and the energy really got picked up. You saw Jalen start to take over a little bit, and Jari Coles, the second effort, offensive rebounds, putbacks. Talk a little bit about those two guys and what kind of led to them picking their energy up.
Jalen Horsey's our guy. All right, from the moment he came here, he just fit himself in. He didn't try to do too much, but Jalen's one of the best scorers in the state of Delaware, and we look to get the ball into his hands when we need a bucket. Jari, that's what he honestly has been doing all year. All right, Jari doesn't do any more than what he needs to. He continues to battle. He never complains, and tonight has showed up. He showed up big for us. We need him tonight.
And now, Coach, what's the key for you guys now to go on this second half of the season run? What's the key to, again, trying to get back to your goal, the state championship game?
I'm sorry, what was the
So how are you guys? What your guys' goal is obviously get back to that state championship game. What is the key for you and your group to find that success and get back to that point again this year?
We got to keep our heads down and keep working. We got to leave last year alone. All right, we're not the same team. All right, we're a different team. But I think we have the capability to be a great team. All right, and we continue to work. We continue to come in and practice. We get coached up very hard every day, and the guys work hard. And as long as we continue to do that, I think we'll find ourselves in a good position.
There you have it, Coach Gary Lumpkin. Really appreciate your time, as always. A heck of a ball game today from your guys. Really appreciate your time. There you have it, Coach Pat Gary Lumpkin telling us a little bit about his squad. What a fourth quarter it was for William Penn. They're able to go on a huge run there. They closed this thing out with an 18-point victory. Just final thoughts from you on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was impressive to see them be able to turn it on. I think that the key for them is going to be how do they not have to wait so long to turn it on? If they could play with the energy and the effort and the execution that they played with those last 6 minutes of the game, we're going to see Penn as once again one of those title contenders. I mean, how they played the last 6 minutes of this game is a top 5 team in the state type level. So they're going to continue to gel and mesh with some new players, not only coming into the team, but new players playing in new roles this season, and everyone's starting to fill in and fit their roles. That's what we've been impressed with from St. E so far this year, is guys buying into the roles and playing hard the entire time. Penn's starting to figure those things out. They're hot. They've won 5 of 6 now. Can they continue to roll through this Blue Hen Conference schedule the second half of the season? If they can stay healthy and do that, obviously McCoy, hopefully that's not too serious. This is a really good team, and they got a lot of talent out there, and obviously one of the top coaches in the state with Gary Lumpkin. So I'm really impressed with what I saw here tonight, late in that game against a really, really tough test from Caravel.
Yeah, Caravel, a tough test. Again, back under Coach Mark Tobin. They are good year in and year out. A young team, but we saw that they've got some talent, some scrappiness as well. A team to keep an eye on going forward with a lot of young guys on that roster. Well, for Nick Halliday, Pat Garianis, and myself here in Newcastle from William Penn High School, 68-50. William Penn able to take down the visiting Caravel Buccaneers. We will see you next week on DLS. A fun one here in Newcastle again. William Penn over Caravel, 68-50.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food,